What's up, guys? This is take 2 on my comparison between the real Ferro Concepts FCPC and the Amazon knockoff PETAC gear. I believe it's spelled PETAC. This one's around 160. I don't even want to say how much that one was, because with this one you have to buy the cummerbund, you have to buy the base, you have to buy the shoulder straps, which I don't even have in yet. They're still on the way. I'm just doing a little base, off the shelf comparison, because I set both of these chest rigs up to my liking, and I will say that the quality is fairly similar. There is definitely some key differences that I would say will make a huge difference over time if you're wearing this thing every single day. For instance, one of the biggest differences I noticed is the webbing on here. See, it's a lot more loose. There's some air in between there. Whereas this, dude, there is no play with these webbing, and it's not even being held down. Like, that's literally how it is. It took me maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes to set up my my PETAC gear with all these pouches and everything, laying it all out, putting the molly through the webbing. It took me almost 2.5, 3 hours to put up the Ferro Concepts there is no way in hell I would have been able to set this thing up without needle nose pliers and a metal pick to feed through the molly webbing, because it's so stiff. It is night and day difference with the molly webbing, let me tell you right now, with the cummerbund specifically. The shoulder straps are fairly similar. The Cobra buckles, there's nothing wrong with the PETAC gear with the Cobra buckles. I will say the stitching is fairly similar as well. I do notice the Velcro on the Ferro Concepts is definitely meant for just hard use. It's a lot more sticky. You can tell it's just better. One of the other key differences between these two, inside of the Amazon one, you just kind of slide the plate in, and then there's a flap that goes down into there, and then you secure the plate with that one flap. The Ferro Concepts, you put the plate in, and there is a second layer of security to secure your plate in. So when you put your when you put your plates in the Ferro Concepts, it is going to have a bungee secure system that Velcros it really securely in, and then there's another flap that just this one has that double secures it, so you can't see anything. And it's a lot better, honestly, with the roll one. I will say, so I also got the Ferro Concepts roll one, and this is the Amazon knockoff roll one. I will say that this, do not get me wrong, this will work. You can just tell with the quality, though, that this is just night and day. This thing will get the job done. It will. I just feel like if you're using a plate carrier every single day, all day, this thing is going to wear down over maybe a year or two, maybe 3 years. This thing is going to last you way longer time with a lot more abuse and harder use in general. One of the big things, and I already mentioned this, I just forgot, I just want to touch on this. Because this cummerbund has that space in there, when you put your pouches in, they tend to move up and down, like they can shift. So if you're pulling out, if you're opening a spud pouch, this thing might kind of shift just a half an inch, which is just enough to annoy the shit out of me. With the Ferro Concepts, dude, I'm telling you, it took me 3 hours to set this plate carrier up. It is so stiff. I needed tools. I did not need any tools with the PETAC gear, Amazon knockoff one. I set this up just with my hands within 30 minutes. So, PETAC, it'll work. It's great. But it bugged me. Most of the stuff I ran is Eagle Industries or just USGI stuff. I can tell what quality is, and this is just night and day. I'm not saying go out and get this one. It is, you know, roughly $700, I would say. You know, if you get the really cool features like the shoulder pads, the Cobra buckles, the good cummerbund. But at the end of the day, you know, if you're just setting up a rig and having it sit in the closet, you go and train with it every once in a while, this thing's gonna work. It's gonna do just fine. But at the end of the day, nothing beats. You really do pay what you get what you pay for, I should say. And I'm gonna make another video on this rig. I've kind of set my rig up for, you know, all types of civil unrest, but this one is like my war rig, like absolute hell is going on in my apartment complex or something like that. I kind of set this up for, you know, everyone's kit is different. There's definitely some things that need to be universal, but I'm gonna make another video on that, as well as my assault pack and my self-sustainment rucksack. So if you guys have any questions, please, I would love to answer them in the comments below. There's a lot of these dudes, there is another guy that did a review on, he kind of compared the two of these, and I will say he did a very, very good in-depth review. I'm just kind of giving a basic layover of my thoughts. I'm not trying to look at every single side of stitching and webbing on it, you know. This thing is quality though, you can tell. So yeah, like I said, if you got any comments, guys, just please shoot them, man. I'll love to answer them.